Could you live on 5K per month? My guess is yes, meaning that you could retire if you could make $5,000 per month in passive income, right? What's up? My name is Caroline and this is Wealth in Progress, where you'll learn how to make passive income with cryptocurrencies. In this video, I'll show you how you can make $5,000 per month in passive income. Not only that, I'll also show you how you can get to that goal of making $5,000 per month if you only start out with an initial capital of $5,000. So make sure to stick around to the end to get the whole part of that strategy. Now, if you want to take your crypto strategy to a whole new level and actually buy when whales are buying, aka at the bottom, then you need to join our free masterclass. This is where you'll learn how to use on-chain metrics that have made Kieran and me over $50,000 in profit. So if you're tired of missing the bottom, then go down in the description, click on the first link and sign up for our free masterclass. You'll then receive a personal invitation for the masterclass very soon. All right, let's dive in. Now, before we get into the different options to make those 5K per month, let me quickly explain how this actually works. So in order to make passive income in the crypto space, you usually use one of two options, either staking or yield farming. Now, in the majority of cases, this passive income is generated in two ways. In case of staking, it's usually that you're providing capital for people who want to borrow your money or those coins to then do whatever they want with that money in the markets. So you're providing that capital, and as a reward, you're earning trading fees or different kind of fees that people have to pay if they don't pay back in time, or in general that they can even borrow that money. So you'll get part of those fees, and that's the APY that you get. The other thing that you might do is yield farming, and in that case you provide liquidity for a decentralized exchange so that people can trade and swap those tokens. So these are the two main kind of passive income options, or how this works, how you get this passive income in the crypto space. I've actually got a full video on the difference between staking and LP farming, so I'll leave that link on top of my head. All right, now let's take a look at the different options. Now, the first option I want to share with you is Hodler. So that is basically like a centralized exchange, or more of a centralized platform. It's not in the DeFi space, but if you're just starting out with crypto, this probably gives you more of a sense of security, because they also have a support system, and it feels more like another big exchange like Binance or something like that. Now, if we scroll down here and we go to earn crypto, you can see that you can earn up to 12% on a bunch of those stable coins. So USDT, USDC, and DAI earns you 12%. I don't know these two stable coins, but you can also choose those. And then I think this one is a Euro stablecoin, so that's pretty unique and pretty cool, because the US dollar has some pretty high inflation now, and I think the Euro has a bit less, so that would be another option to go in there. And then 12% is pretty good for stablecoins, and it looks like this percentage, this yield, is also stable or fixed more or less. On some of the other platforms, the APY fluctuates a lot depending on the demand of people borrowing money or trading money or trading coins, but here it seems to be fixed, so that is really nice as well. Now, it is also auto compounding, as mentioned earlier, meaning if you put those USDT in there, you get more USDT, and it auto compounds, putting more money on your capital, so that's pretty nice. Now, one of the downsides of Hodler is that it is not available in all countries, especially not in the USA. So if you're from the US or one of those countries listed here, then unfortunately you can't use it. But don't worry, you can use all of the other options that I'm showing you next. So, but if you wanted to get started with Hodler and you wanted to earn those 12%, then 5K per month is 60K per year. So your 12% would be 60K per year. So let's just have a quick look at how much capital you actually need. So that makes $500,000 that you would need if you wanted to get 5K per month straight away. Then, as you can see, that's a pretty steep capital requirement, but that's what would give you that passive income, and that way you could probably retire tomorrow. So pretty nice. All right, let's move on to the next option. Now, that is one of my favorite decentralized stablecoin staking options. That's Anchor Protocol. I've talked about it so many times, I think, and I've also got dedicated tutorials about it. So if you want to learn more, links on top of my head. But basically, if you click here on earn, you get a fixed APY of between 18 and 20%. So that's what they guarantee. And I've also been observing it during the last correction between May and July 2021, and it never dropped below 17.5%. So that's pretty nice. And on top of that, you can also get an insurance. Then of course the APY is a bit less, but if you're worried about the peg being lost, the UST peg, or that the smart contract will have a failure or something, then you can even get an insurance for that. But other than that, I think this is basically the best option out there for stablecoins, because not only is it available in all countries because it's decentralized finance, but also having that fixed APY is pretty nice. I've never seen that anywhere else so far, so that's a pretty cool option. So again, let's calculate how much you needed to get to those 5K per month. So again, that's 60K per year divided by 0.2. So if you calculate with the 20% that they say, then you only need $300,000. That's still a lot, I get it, but it's definitely much less than 500,000, and it's a really good option to earn some solid passive income. Now there are a whole lot of LP staking options or other staking options that you can use as well, but I just want to show you one other option, because most of the LP farming options are pretty risky and the APY fluctuates a whole lot. So what I would recommend for this strategy, if you really want to have this passive income to live off of, then I would recommend either using stablecoins, or either using one of those two options, or then using a coin that's highly undervalued and that gives you some good return as well. I've been talking about the Metis ecosystem a couple of times so far, and I'm a huge fan. This is probably the best and most undervalued ecosystem at the moment, I think. We already shared that at $62, I think, a couple of months ago, and we keep talking about very undervalued projects in this ecosystem as well. All of that is happening in the DeFi Academy. So again, that's the second link in the description if you want to join us there. Now, unfortunately, you can't stake Metis anywhere so far. You can only use LP pools. And again, I think that's a bit too risky for this strategy. However, we've got Metis here, and that's their most commonly used DEX, decentralized exchange. And Metis actually offers some pretty good staking APY. Not only that, but if we take a look at DEX screen, you'll see that their market cap is really small at the moment. 27 million is pretty small, and that just makes me believe that this has a lot of room to grow. So the advantage of doing something like that is that you can not only profit from pretty good returns, but also some very good gains on the token itself. Now keep in mind, this is the riskiest option that I'm sharing with you, and I would definitely only put money in here that you can afford to lose. So what you shouldn't do is put your whole investment or your whole savings capital in there and then hope for 5K per month. No, please don't do that. What you can do is take a small amount of your portfolio, put it in there, and then slowly build it up. So, but if you wanted to try that, you can go on Metis and then go on stake, and you'll see that you earn 76% APY. So that's much higher than the two options I shared earlier. And let's just quickly calculate how much you needed to get to 5K per month with this amount of APY. So again, that's 60,000 divided by 6, 7. That's still a lot of money, of course, but it's much less than what we've seen with those other two options. So if you can afford that, if that is only a part of your portfolio, then this is definitely a valid option. So again, I wouldn't do that if this is your whole portfolio savings account or something, but if this is like 5 to 10% of your portfolio, then this is a super good option to not only get a very good return, but also profit from the gains. Now, speaking of that, this is actually also the easiest option if you want to get to 5K per month if you only start with $5,000. Again, this is no financial advice. This is very risky, and you could very well lose all of your $5,000. So ideally, use this as an experiment with a small amount of your portfolio. So if you can spare like 1% or 2% or something like that, or if you've just got 5K lying around somewhere and you don't really know what to do with that, then this is a good strategy. I would not recommend doing this if you only have 5K and you cannot afford to lose that. So if we take a look at the price of Metis again and the market cap. Now, my speculation is that Metis will become one of the biggest ecosystems throughout the next couple of years. So I think it will play along the big fish, the big layer ones like BNB, Terra, Luna, Solana, something like that. So I could totally see this going to the top 10 or at least top 50. Now, if we look at BNB, for example, every ecosystem needs a main DEX, a decentralized exchange. So for BNB, for Binance Smart Chain, that is PancakeSwap. So there it is, that's its number 62, with a market cap of 1.6 billion at the moment. So I would say this is a conservative calculation because Uniswap, so that's Ethereum's main DEX, it's much higher. So that is twice the size at 3.8 billion, but we'll take PancakeSwap as a calculation example. All right, so that's 1.6 billion. And then if we just go back to Metis, that's at 28 million at the moment. So let's do a quick calculation to see where this could potentially go. Again, no financial advice, just hypothetically speaking, this could happen, but no guarantee. So 1.6 billion divided by 28 million. So that is a 57x. Pretty nice, right? So let's assume you put 5k into Metis right now and that made a 57x. So that's about $285,000. So even with that strategy, if we assume that Metis will one day have PancakeSwap's market cap, then you can just basically hold that and then put that into Anchor Protocol, which is much safer, and then earn your passive income there. So that's one option. The other option is, as we've seen earlier, you only need about $80,000 if you stake that in Metis to earn $5,000 per month at the current rates. Now, what you need to keep in mind is that this APR changes all the time. I think it even changed since the beginning of this video and now. So this will decrease, this will go down a lot, and it will change all the time. But in the meantime, as you can see, it's just dropping now. But in the meantime, you can still, if you put your 5k in Metis, you can still stake it in here and earn some passive income on top of that. So if we take 80,000 as an example divided by 5,000, if you put all of your 5k into Metis, you need a 16x. So that's much faster and much more doable, of course. And then if you put all of that in Metis, and if we take a more conservative rate, so let's just assume we only get 50% in a couple of weeks or months from now, then that will still compound. So if we just take a look at the compounding calculator, so after a 16x, you've got your $80,000 in there. And then your interest rate, let's just take 50%. So you can see in the first few years that doesn't do a whole lot, but then over time that goes up like crazy. So in 10 years you'd even have 4.6 million. So that gets you much more than those 5k per month than with all of the options that I've shown you. So on Anchor that will probably give you around $1 million. So that's pretty nice. Now another option is to use my millionaire strategy. I've recently done a video on that, link on top of my head. And what that basically means is you start out with 1k or 5k, it doesn't really matter. And you always look for 3 to 5 X's. And if you do that, even if you start with 1k, you only need 6 times a 3x and then you're at $1 million. Now, if we assume you staked on Anchor Protocol later, which is, in my opinion, the safest and the best option ever, we've seen that you need $300,000, right? So let me just quickly calculate that. Let's say you started with that $5,000 and then you get a 3x, okay? And then you take that and get another 3x. So that was twice now. So now a third time, 3x, and then a fourth time, and you're already way higher than what you need for Anchor Protocol. So this is another option. I highly recommend you check that video out for yourself. This is another option that you can use. So that gets you 81,000 per year, and if we divide that by 12, that gets you $6,750. So I would say either of those strategies are probably the best ways for you to get to 5k per month in the quickest possible way. Both of those are rather risky, so keep that in mind, but they're totally doable. And again, you'll get support for those options in the DeFi Academy. So second link in the description if you want to join. So yeah, that's how you can make $5,000 per month in passive income, and also how you can get there if you're starting out with 5k in the beginning. Again, you need to first evaluate how risk friendly you are, or how much risk you want to take. So if you don't want to take too much risk, then start out with either your Hodler Hodler, or even better, starter with Anchor Protocol. This is by far my favorite option, and you can even get an insurance on top of that. So if you've got capital on the side that can actually start working for you, I think this is a great option, because 19 to 20% is rarely seen anywhere as a fixed APY. I mean, you get those APYs, but then they fluctuate a lot, and they're not in stable coins or unstable coins. So I think this is by far the best risk and reward ratio thing. But if you're more risk friendly, then go for something like Metis that has super high potential to grow massively in the future and also get a good return. So there you've got a good combo, but it's a lot riskier, so I would only do that with a small amount of your portfolio that you can afford to lose. If you like this video, hit the like button down below, share with your friends, and be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!